Okay, let's start saving results to the database. What I want to do is when the user makes their selection and clicks on submit, we're sending the results, the parameters. So if I do submit there, you can see all the data we need is encoded in the URL, so I should be able to get that data out and stuff that in the database somehow. Okay, this program, this index PHP, is getting big, and I'm going to use a different form to deal with the responses. There's no particular reason for this, except that I want to separate out the functionality. The form that this goes to, when you click on the submit button, where does it go? There's nothing really to do at the page that receives it. So let's just change the destination of that form. So if I say form action equals, and this is store feedback.php. Okay, so that's the action of the form. That's where it goes when you hit submit. So let's start again. Back to here. Reload this. So I click on my responses. Click on submit. And I got file not found because there is no such file, store fb.php. Let's create that. And I'm going to start with index PHP. So I'm going to copy index PHP to, what did I call it? Store, was that minus feedback? Store underscore feedback.php. Most of it I'll get rid of. vi store. Okay, so what shall I keep or what shall I get rid of? Don't want that. Don't want that. That's certainly important. You've got to have that. So if that fails, then we're not going to print, we're going to die. Okay, and we'll die with that. Who are you? Get out of my swamp. Okay, so if that key doesn't exist, we're going to give up. That connection is good, like that. Here's my SQL statement. Now, my new SQL statement isn't going to look quite like that. It's going to be insert into ins res values, and there are 6 values to go in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those 6 values need to go into ins res. I can prepare the statement just as I had there. And then binding parameters, I've got to bind a whole bunch of parameters. So it's 5 strings and 1 integer, I think. So that is string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, I think you say I, it might be that you say D. Ah, dear. No, I'm going to do that loads of times. Okay, this is going to be more complicated than I thought because I have to unpick these guys here. Alright. So actually it's going to be a lot more complicated than this. But I will be executing. I won't be getting any results though. So I can delete all of this. dd. Get rid of all of those. Okay. Alright, let's put this off. We're going to do that later after we've figured out the data we've got. So I'm going to exit and to do, we will do this later. Let's have a look at the data we're getting back. Okay, so here's a trick. What I quite like to do is print encode JSON of $_request. I say I like to do this. I've never done this before in my puff, but I think it's going to work. Let's see what the data looks like. Let's write that out and reload. Okay, line 13. Exit. Yeah, I forgot the semicolon here. Okay, reload. Encode JSON. Got that wrong. Maybe it's JSON encode. Yeah, it is. It went blue. Reload. Okay. So it gives me a nice view of the data that came in. You can see there's U, and that's working well. So this U has got that value. That's what I wanted. But this stuff here, this is telling me question 1 was score 5. Question 1 for another module was scored that. I've got to unpick this stuff somehow. So I need to pull out these values. Now, this curly bracket structure, this is key value pairs. So this is the key, and that's the value. And unusually, I've got encoded in the key the data I need. I'm going to have to split this data on the underscore to pick out the module code and the question number I want, and then I've got the value. Okay, there's stuff in PHP that makes this relatively easy. So here's one kind of loop you can do in PHP. I can say for each, and it's $_request as, and no, I think that's the lowercase as, and I think I say $key $v. That's my key value pair. Okay, and what I can do is print li. Okay, so let's have a look at $key, and we'll do the same thing for $v, just to see if we can get, nope, that was $v. Let's see what that looks like. Reload. Didn't like that at all. Line 9. For each, I don't know how this goes. Maybe it's that. If this doesn't work, I'll resort to the documentation. Reload. No, it doesn't like that at all. So PHP for each loop. I know there is one. For each is going straight to the PHP documentation. For array expression as value. Ah, there you go. I wouldn't have guessed that. Key arrow value. I knew I'd done it before. And I quite like this syntax. So each time around, we had it working on. Well, when it's working again, we'll see. So write that out and reload. There we go. So there's the key, there's the value, there's the key, there's the value, there's the key. It sounds like I'm doing a card trick, doesn't it? Okay, so that's the key, and it's got the data I need. It's got the module code. It's got the question I'm interested in. I know who the user is. I'm going to hard code the year and the semester. Let's see if we can pick this data out. So what I want to do is to extract that 1 and this module code. I can do it with substrings, and there's a command called split. My data is pretty well behaved, but these will eventually be 2-digit numbers. So one that goes up to about 19. So these could be 2-digit codes. So I think I'm going to split on _q. And how do we do that? There's a command, something like preg split, I think. Preg split. Yeah, that's not a pretty function name, is it? Okay, with preg split, what you do is reg means regular expression. Okay, so the regular expression I want is _q. That's the regular expression. The thing that I want to split is $k, and I'm going to store that result in $tmp equals. And let's try JSON encode $tmp. Okay, so preg split on a regular expression. This is a very simple expression. I think I can just use a string there. But anyway, let's try that. Reload. No, it didn't like that. Okay, that's not how you do regular expressions. Let's just try the simple string. Reload. No ending delimiter. Okay. Probably there's a special meaning for that. Let's try escaping it. Reload. No, it still doesn't like it. How about putting slashes in? I don't want to have to go back to the documentation twice in one video. That would be embarrassing. Okay, that definitely didn't do what I wanted it to. I was oh, JSON encode didn't print it. So let's print JSON encode and let's put the li in there as well. Okay, reload. Excellent. Okay, can you see what's happened? It's taken that key and it's split it on the underscore q. So I've got the module number and I've got the question number. So I'm picking out the bits of data I want. This insert statement here that I'm working my way towards, this insert statement, that is the SPR, so that's request you. This one here is the module. This one here is the year, and I'm going to hard code that. So that is 2006. Something's gone wrong. Let's do an undo. Okay, so delete that. I'm going to hard code that as 2016/17, and I'm going to hard code this guy as TR1. And so I've got 4 values that I need. My 4 values are this thing, and this thing, and this thing, and that's only 3 things. 1, 2, oh no, that's the 4th is the value. Okay, so all of the components I need are there. As I'm going around this loop, I don't want to pick up this one, so that U got picked up in the loop, and I don't want to do that. So let's inside this loop here, we'll say if $key, if the key is a U, can you say EQ? No, it's probably equals. No, equals. If it's a U, then I don't want to continue. I don't know how to do that in PHP. It's probably the word continue. Yep, that's looking good. It's gone yellow. So that's a keyword. So I'll continue that loop because I don't want to continue the loop. Otherwise, it's going to be a module code. I should be a little bit stricter about my match there, but I'm in a hurry. Okay, so TMP, this is that value TMP, that is actually the module code and the question number. Okay, so that pair, it should always be 2 values, and it'll be the module code and the question number. And I think I've got everything I need to do my insert statement. So inside that loop there, there's the print. Let's okay, so what happens is what I should do is prepare my SQL statement and do the bind, and then I can continually execute it. Okay, all right, so this one hits, so that's SQL statement, and the bind, that is 5 lines, 5 DD. Let's do this before we go into the loop. Okay, I'm going to bind on, I've only got 4 values now, so it's 3 strings and an integer. It's like the worst ever rom-com. Okay, the first one is the username, that's fine. The second one is going to be module code. The third one is the question number. And the final one is the result. Okay, so I'm bound to one solid thing and 3 variables that I'm making up just for the place. Now this binding, I really don't like the way it works, but the idea is that you have variables. So these variables here magically are going to get inserted into these question marks, and before I do the execute statement, I have to set those 3 variables up. That request underscore u will automatically be set up. So what I have to do here is, so that's MCQ, so I have to say $MC, that's one of the ones in the bind, equals $MC underscore QN square bracket 0. So that's pulled out. This is a pair, so this is a list of 2 things. I also want to set up QN. QN equals $MC QN square brackets 1. And then the result here, that's just $V, I think. $res equals $V. Okay, so I have set up 3 variables and this one hand for free. And having done that, I should be able to do this line here. 2dd, and paste that in there. Do my indentation, of course. And get rid of the to do, because I have to done. Okay, that can't possibly go wrong. Right, li, done and insert. Not Donna, done and insert. And I don't want to do that. I want to take a look at the variables I set up, these variables here. So let's just echo those out. Okay, let's go into my database, because you've got to be in the database to see if this works. /MySQL, because there'll be no other feedback. So select star from ins res, where ins SPR equals Tammy's number, and Tammy is 50200036. No, it's SPR code. Okay, so she's got some data in already. I don't remember where that came from. Let's delete it. So delete from ins res. Yep. So now we've got no data. And let's see if it works. Did I write this out? Write it out. Now all the data is here. Okay, we've got a complaint here. Oh, can you see that red? It's not liking that. I quoted that and I shouldn't have done. Let's write it again. And when I reload this, it should put data in. So I'll reload, and with a bit of luck, when I do that select statement again, I'll see the data going in. And if it does that, it's definitely time to celebrate. It's saying it's done it all. Let's see if the data's in. How cool is that? That's actually the right data gone in first time. Can't believe how clever I am. I'm going to celebrate with some nicotine. I'll see you in the next video.